Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Having the Chats podcast with myself, Laura Kavanagh. And today I have with me Wes Doyle, who is king of Fair City. Wes, how are you getting on, love?
Not too bad, no, son. Good to be on.
My first question for you, because I know people will know you from Fair City and it's a bit of a stupid question, but do you know anything about cars? Because I know you're Dougie the mechanic and you've been there for how long?
20 years. 20 years now, yeah. Jeez, getting on. But truthfully about cars, no, I haven't a fucking clue. But my dad is actually a mechanic in real life, so yeah, we would ask him bits and bobs. So I know small bits, but now if I broke down,
and I'm sure Paul Brennan shows you quite a bit as well.
Paul, no, he does food now. But he did, yeah. He used to do the garage. But funny enough, he started. Yeah, he was shout out to Tony. He was a mentor to me when I came in, like at first.
Yeah, because you were the baby, and
I started when I was 15.
He was the boss, wasn't he, at the start? Yeah.
So shout out to you, Tony.
Yeah, well, how are you, Tony? What got you into acting? Like, was it always something you wanted to do, or did you fall into this?
No, I got into acting by pure fluke. Like some people would know the story, but another shout out there to Louis, who was on with you before.
Louis McGee.
Funny story, Louis. When me and Louis were kids, basically, he had found out in the Recco. Do you remember the Recco in Ballymun, the recreation centre? It's still going. Yeah, it was known as the White Elephant back in the day.
Really?
And Louis had found out that there was acting things starting up there, basically acting classes, just to kind of give us something to do. But he didn't want to go on his own, so that's basically what happened. Then
really?
We were sitting on the wall one of the days, and Louis was like, "Yeah, they're starting up acting and all." And me, I think I was about 11 or 12, and I was like, "Oh no, that's stupid. We're not going. That's stupid. That's for girls and all acting. No, I'm not doing that." And Louis eventually just twisted my arm into it and says, "Yeah, just go for me. Just go as a mate." Do you know what I mean? And I was like, "All right then." And then we went, and then I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I was walking out going, "I told you you'd like it."
It's so crazy because Louis as well, I always called him Louis, but Louis, he was one of the bishops, wasn't he? And I remember him and the school teacher guy killing that girl years ago. And then he had to go missing then with Nanny Bishop, didn't he, over to Alicante? I think he's still in Alicante now.
Yeah, his character went on the run.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure now myself where his character is.
Yeah.
In terms of the story.
He needs to come back, doesn't he?
Bring Louis back.
To come back, bring Louis back. He was bloody brilliant. Yeah.
But that's kind of how we started out as actors. Yeah. Really together. Yeah.
So I know you were filming this morning. So what would a day filming in Fair City look like to somebody like me who doesn't know?
Well, a day it's obviously you have film schedules and stuff like that.
Is it laid back? I'd imagine you all have a laugh together.
The cast would be near enough like a family, But on the Mondays you come in and you do your rehearsals and your read throughs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Get your notes, and then they would film from Tuesday to Friday.
Yeah.
Basically, and then depending on they film different locations on different days.
Oh, really?
And stuff like that, and then you could be in from say 7:30 in the morning up until 6:30 up to 8:30 maybe in the evening. Sometimes it could be long days, but it's great crack. It's not work for me. So that's what you say. It's not work if you enjoy it.
Do you find it hard to morph into your character, or are you quite like Dougie?
Oh yeah, well yeah, I'd be similar, smarter I hope. But Doug would be similar to me, in terms of. Just I don't have to put on. I would use my own accent, say for example. Or,
I love that.
Yeah, well, keep it authentic that way, in my opinion, for Doug, just because of where he was from and who the character was. That they obviously like that because I was never asked to really put on an accent. So that's grand.
Because of that, because you are in real life, kind of so like your character. Do you have people shouting, "Dougie," walking down the roads?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yes. There was one woman, I remember that. I think I actually put this story on my TikTok. But I was standing on O'Connell Street one time and I could hear this woman arguing with her daughter.
Yeah.
And they were like, "That is him." "No, it's not." "Yeah, it is." And I was just standing there waiting on the bus next door. She comes up, the mother comes up to me with a big angry head. She says that you're Doug out of Fair City. And I was kind of like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, thanks very much. And she just looks at me and goes, no, it's not you. No.
Oh, really?
You know, I was like, I was love of all the people I could pretend to be in the world. He says, I could have told you I was bleeding George Clooney. Why would I say I'm Dougie out for City? You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, so you have mad things to happen like that and all.
I'd say so. I'd say so. But I'm sure you don't mind that, anyways.
I know it comes with like I just go, but it's nice to be nice at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Like I don't, it never gets old for me. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not. Look, I don't put myself above or below anyone.
No, not at all. And you know, it's actually lovely because I saw a video of you a few years ago. It was the young lads that were used to work for us in the barber shop, and I think as a favour, you went up with them to see. I'm not sure was it. It was a relative, an elderly lady. And when he recorded her walking in, well, she was,
I think I remember that now. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that years ago. I was like, Jesus, she was only delighted to see it coming in the door.
Yeah.
But because Fair City is such it's so Dublin, isn't it? So, I mean...
Well, it's based on it's been always based in Dublin, in North Dublin especially as well. Like, you know what I mean? No offense to the Southsiders,
but and it can be, although it's what they call it, a soap opera. Like it can be very true to life sometimes. Like was there any storyline that you had to do in all your time up to now that was like emotionally hard?
Yeah. Actually, truth be told, yeah, there's loads of times where art has imitated life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's God honest, like there's times where things have been happening, you know, in my own personal life that were kind of reflective in the story.
Yeah.
And at times so you're reading and going, "Hey, watching me or something, what's going on here?"
Yeah, how do they know?
But to be fair, it helped, I find, like on the weird side of it, it helped because it helped kind of bring the emotions to life in the story. You know what I mean? Because it was a similar way of feeling, of how of what was going on in reality. So like it was beneficial in a way, in a weird way.
That's good.
So yeah, that has happened many times, many times.
Because it would be, I suppose, if it's a kind of a dramatic or an emotional one, it would be very hard to separate work from home as well. But like that, if it's something that's actually going to help you because of something you're going through, it's definitely.
Well, yeah. Funny that you say separating work from home though, because like for me, it's in there's an escape sort of a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even acting in general, like it's the way I always looked at it was like when you're up on the stage, you're not you. Do you know what I mean? You're somebody. You're a character.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you can be, whatever way you want to be up there.
Yeah.
And get away with it, basically, within reason, obviously. But like. That's why I loved going there, even when these things were going on in my own life.
Yeah.
And trust me, there was times when my head was in a bleeding jock.
Yeah.
And I'd go in there and it'd be forgotten about for the few hours that I was in there, you know, because I was stuck, basically.
Yeah.
Like I had to focus and do my job.
You could leave Wes in the car.
Well, like you basically focus and get to work, but at the same time, it was work I loved doing. So that's why it was good for me in that way, and I always will be. Yeah. To that sense.
I would struggle now with the emotional storylines and things like that, but I know you throw yourself into Muay Thai. Does that help you with the head?
Oh yeah. Ironically, getting kicked in my head is good for my head.
Literally. Because I know with lifting, for me, it was like that. It's an escape from reality. I could leave me and my fucking head in the van and go in, and on your hardest days, on your worst days, you'd lift heavier than on a day that you'd be in good form.
100%, yeah. Like that's. Well, I was always involved in martial arts my whole life. Like I started with karate and done bits of like Wing Chun and little things like that with my friends growing up. I stuck to karate for a while, and then I went into boxing and then MMA and Muay Thai. Yeah, but just as I got older, I love anything to do with martial arts in terms of like just the discipline aspect, the fitness aspect. Not because I want to be the best fighter in the world or just because I loved martial arts. That's what I couldn't kick a ball to save my life. You know what I mean? When I was in school, I was better at kicking people. But for sports, no, I was never like into bullying or nothing like that. No.
But it's also good. Like I'm raising young boys, and it's good for any boy to be able to just
Well, martial arts
hold
is
their
great
own.
for self-control is what we've learned
Yeah.
over the years
And
terms of that.
confidence, I
and
suppose.
100% confidence, 100% martial arts and acting
Yeah.
is great. Both of them are great for confidence, but self-control especially is one of the things I learned from martial arts. If you know how to fight, you don't have to fight kind of thing. But that and I just loved it. Like that, and I was into like ninjas, and Bruce Lee is like one of my idols.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
my
My favourite film
road.
growing up would have been like The Last Dragon and Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon and
really
all.
old ones. Like they were bloody brilliant.
But that's one of my favourites of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's deadly, isn't it?
So yeah, like the martial arts as well, and then as well that ties in with the acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's great. It's not great if you're sparring and you come into walk with a shiner.
Oh, you have to go into the shiner. I'd say you have.
Look. It happened to me one time.
Dougie's character too.
It happened to me one time. Sorry if you've ever watched this, girls, Patrice, Karen, everybody in makeup. I'm so sorry. One time I did come in with a bit of a bruise on my eye from sparring, and I lied and I says I got jumped at a bus stop. Because they were gonna kill me. It was halfway through the week, and I was like, "Oh, what am I gonna do?" But yeah, it wasn't my fault. This fella was half my age, and he battered me.
Yeah, of course. There was 25
He was too good, and I was too cocky. But that was so. Yeah, sorry, that's the first time that's probably ever came out now. So
we can edit that out if we need.
But be alright. But I was young at the time. I was very young.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so, like it doesn't tie in that aspect, but it's great to learn martial arts for fitness and stuff like that, for maybe a role that you have to play or something like that. Yeah.
So what's the difference between Wes now and young Wes? Like,
oh Jesus!
Like you learn a lot when you're growing. We talked about this already.
We can go Dr. Phil here now if you want.
Yeah, that's it. Because the way it is people see you as an actor, right? Yeah. And that you're kind of, you get up out of bed in your perfect life, go to work and you do your acting and you're going home with a big fat paycheck. Reality is not like that at all. Yeah. And we all have our struggles. So what's been the biggest thing you've had to overcome for yourself?
Oh, Jesus, to be...
Sorry about
where
that.
Do I start?
Whoa,
it's a good question, though. No. That's it. It's a good... Like, I'm a very open, honest person.
Yeah.
A lot, like, to be fair, like, it's a great question because it's given me a lot to think about just there now.
Yeah.
But, Jesus, loads. Like, patience, I suppose, is one of the biggest things I have learned.
Yeah.
Over the years. Like throughout the struggles and stuff like that, like in terms of like I've had my own mental struggles, I've had addictions, we've had stuff like that.
Yeah. I think mental struggles and addiction goes hand in hand.
100%. Like one can lead to the other.
Yeah. You do learn from all of these things, and it brings you to be.
Well, I think that's the key to it as well. Is you do learn if you're lucky to learn.
Yeah,
because there's people that don't learn.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? But like, I feel like I've learned a lot. I'm still learning.
Absolutely. Well, you have a beautiful partner.
I do.
And you're a daddy. So not only are you Wes and Dougie, you're also daddy.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
That's all new as well. Do you know what I mean? Taya and Leanne, like I love them. They're the girls.
They're
in the
your
family.
whole world, they really are.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
But like again, that goes all the cliches, you know what I mean, that they say about having kids and all that. That's real.
I have to
admit
real.
that. Like, and I was the one that called them cliches. You know what I mean? I'd say, and people would be saying, I don't know what it's going to be like until you have kids. And I'd be like, go out that, you know what I mean? Fucking.
But it's so true. Like you don't know without a shadow of until you see your time.
There's no feeling like that. Do you know what I mean? That's a mad old feeling. Like there's nothing compares to that. When you're in, like when you see your baby being born and all that. That's all that cheesy shite that people talk about. That's 100%.
And
accurate.
even like if say you're in work or whatever and you've had a tough week and you go home, you're absolutely knackered, and then these like tiny people are like, "Mommy, Daddy," that's what.
There's no better feeling.
No,
but the other side of it is, you're like,
what it's about.
Yeah, I'm being bollocks.
We'll go up.
That's the other side of it. But yeah, no, 100%. All of that's overshadowed by the feeling of.
It really
you feel this person just loves me more than that. You know
absolutely.
What I mean? That's
there's
no better feeling in the world.
Your reason, like everything that you do, like for me anyway, it's you know, life is hard. Everything does be hard. But when you're looking at these little faces, you know, they're relying on me and they think there's nothing like Mammy and Daddy.
And that actually,
that's a proud thing.
That goes back into like learning patience as well.
Doesn't it?
Do you know what I mean? That was the biggest leap of patience I had to learn was when you have kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they test your patience, obviously.
100%. Like, and they'll test a relationship.
But as well as that, you just learn to let go of a lot of other things, I feel. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like when going back to what you were saying and the difference to when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, I used to worry about so many fucking things that just don't matter now. And like, they wouldn't even be a thought in my head.
Exactly.
And, you know what I mean? It's like, why did I ever even worry about stuff like that?
Yeah.
So all of that that goes into what did I learn? Patience and stuff like that through being a partner and a father.
Yeah. We're with Fair City pretty much since you're a fetus. So I know you'll probably stay with Fair City, but would you consider going into maybe movies or something?
Oh, of course. Every actor would love an opportunity like that. Don't get me wrong. Like, however,
Irish movies are huge now.
Well, they're getting bigger. Irish actors, there's a lot more opportunities out there. There's the whole that Netflix and all this. You know what I mean? Like, compared to when I started in Fair City 20 years ago, there mightn't have been as much.
Yeah, there was.
But at the same time, I love Fair City. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do. Like, regardless of what, I know people talk shit about it now, but I don't care about that.
But it's so
at the end of the day,
Dublin,
I love the show. I love the character I play. And I have done for the last 20 years. Nothing's ever actually changed. There hasn't been a day that I've ever gone in there not happy with what I'm doing in there.
Good.
You know what I mean? Like, because me as an actor, I get to play around with that and kind of...
You get to have an input, like...
You get a little bit, you know, obviously you can't change the whole script.
No,
you can ask Kieran there and make suggestions and stuff like that, but that's part of the fun of it for me.
That's
do you know what I mean?
Good,
like, you mightn't get as people think you don't get the whole reign of the script, obviously, because that's not just, you're the actor, you know what I mean? There's teams, there's writers, there's directors, there's crew, there's everybody that works together. You know what I mean? That's what I love about it there, is it's one big production company and the crew and stuff like that. They all get on and it's a great environment for me.
How long is Fair City going?
36 years.
Jesus.
I think it's 36 or 37. We did, my character, we only did the 36th anniversary, I should know this.
Really?
But 36th or 37th.
Deadly. So
1989, the show started in anyway. So. But we did the anniversary there, just gone, and that was great crack.
I'd say so, that's brilliant.
That was one of the, filming that was like another time where you really appreciate the job, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, again, as an actor, you'd love other roles and stuff, which I will do one, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Not shying away from anything. But at the same time, I still love playing Doug, and I always will. Like.
I think you'd miss it if you were ever gone.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, exactly. Without a doubt. Like, I grew up in there, you know what I mean?
So long.
That's it, 20 years is a long time. And I grew up around a lot of people in there, and they would be considered family to me, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, basically, that's...
So I know... Taya, is it Taya?
Taya, my daughter,
she's only 2 at the moment, but she's seen you on the telly.
She has, but she's not, like, she hasn't really, I think there was one time where she looked kind of at the telly, she's only about 1 or something at this stage, but she looked at the telly and then kind of looked at me, and I don't know if it was in my head, but it did look like she was kind of going, hang on, what the fuck's going on?
Because you know when she gets to school, all her friends are going to say, my mommy's standing over.
Well, I suppose these are things I've had, actually, that's a fair point. I've had to think about these things, and like, again, I don't look at myself as any fucking celebrity.
No, you're very grounded.
I don't. Like, honest to God, I'm from the flats of Ballymun. I can't afford to judge anyone.
Yeah.
But and don't get me wrong, I love Ballymun. Do you know what I mean? But you get the point.
Yeah.
But but like, despite that, I've still had to think about these things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit strange that way, having to think about these things,
isn't it?
Because I've been like, what if she starts getting hassle off people because of me? Or
she won't get hassle. You know what I mean? No.
Well, she won't get hassle because she'll be in Muay Thai now.
Exactly, you'll be outside the school and your Muay Thai shorts going, who wants it?
No, look, you have all that to think about as well as a dad. But like, it's for me, it's strange. It's just really odd having to even worry about those things. But again, I think I'm probably just overthinking it, you know what I mean? I'm assuming it's grand. There's other actors there that are doing it.
Exactly. And it's also cool as well, like you said, you are from the flats in Ballymun. And
You up the
that
flats.
shows you up the flats, yeah. That shows a lot as well in the way that, I would have been, when I was young, I would have been thinking, actors are people who came from money, and but you graft for that. You actually grafted for that, and
don't get me wrong, I'm still grafting for it.
Absolutely.
But like at the same time, I don't. Obviously, you want to make money from it. Every actor does, if that's your passion and what's on. I'm very lucky to be able to make a living off it. But you always want the big opportunities and stuff like that, and basically, hang on, what was the question there? Hold on, we'll go back.
I can't remember.
I got sidetracked there. Hold on. I was like, wait, no, I went into a completely different fucking answer there.
Yeah, no, me too. That's okay. So say DC Comics or something came to you now. You got a choice. You can play Batman, Spider-Man, or Superman. Who would you play?
Oh, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. They're Marvel though.
Are they Marvel?
But Spider-Man was always my favourite fucking
Really?
superhero. Which is actually a mad thing, what you were saying earlier.
Because I think Louis would say
Wes
Batman.
And Doug, Doug is a big Marvel head.
Oh, really?
Well. I wouldn't be a hardcore Marvel. I'm actually Lord of the Rings and all. I'm a fantasy nerd.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
and you're a gamer, aren't you?
I am, yeah. No, not hard. Well, hardcore enough, I suppose. But like only to say it in games, really.
Yeah. What's your favourite?
Fallout. Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, Fallout and Skyrim.
Very good.
I'm just a fantasy nerd type.
Well, I'm married to a gamer, so
that's it. Yeah, I was chatting with Chris. He's a legend. Yeah,
he totally is. He's cool. He's great.
Yeah, I love the old gaming now. Shout out to Louis again. We used to have the little gaming podcast.
He's absolutely sound, isn't he, Louis? He really is.
Oh, Louis.
We
grew up together. Like he's one of my closest and oldest friends.
Because he used to live up over the barber shop, and I haven't seen him since he moved. And this little fella, he's just a little cute.
The lads are sound. Yeah. Loved them all to bits.
Who has been the biggest influence in your life?
Oh, that's a good question. Like personal wise, or anybody, like both?
Yeah, both.
There's a lot now. Yeah, there'd be a lot, like in terms of like actors and stuff like that. Obviously Bruce Lee. I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm a huge Brad Pitt fan, to be honest, just because of his diverse, his acting style.
Yeah, he can play anything, can't he?
He's just well rounded and stuff. But a lot of his movies, I'm a huge fan of as well. Snatch, that's another one of my favorites.
Oh, that's Chris's favorite one of all time. Yeah, he can quote that.
In personal, probably. Oh, there's a lot because I spent a lot of my childhood moving around a lot with my mother and stuff like that. So met a lot of good, like the pros to that was I met a lot of different types of people, all walks of life and different cultures, and so there's been a lot of influences in my life. Like in terms of one specific person, my mother, obviously.
Yeah. You get on well with your mother, obviously.
We talk, yeah.
Good.
But that's a complicated one.
Same.
But either way, despite that, she's been a huge influence in my life. So my mother taught me a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then there's been a lot of people that I would have lived with and spent time with, and that have been influential in my life. Like there's a lot to name, to be fair. Like, but just my Auntie Melda to be one. My Uncle John, neither of them are no longer with us.
Yeah.
There'd be two big ones as well that really impacted my life at times. But there's many others. There's many others. So like, if anybody's listening, I don't want to get offended. There's a lot. You know who you are. Trust me.
You are all lovely.
No, they would, because like again, there's times where I've been through a bit of hardship and people have helped out, and it's always been people that you wouldn't even expect, and so again, they know who they are,
isn't it?
Yeah, and like just in terms of influence, just many different types of influences I've had in my life, both good and bad, to be honest. But the good ones, they all know who they are.
Absolutely, and the bad ones.
And the bad ones, well, yeah. So like it's a great question, but it's a hard one to answer because I've had so many different influences in my life.
Yeah,
and I'm grateful for every single one of them. Absolutely, that's because I wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
so,
Jamie
Right, go on. Thanks.
Sneaky Twixes.
Oh, shit. That's
So you can
the
let all that out anyway.
no, that's all right. That's one of the what would you say? One of the fucking perks of parenting.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Yeah. Someone may have too many Twixes and the other one's given out. Here's one for you, right? What advice would you give to your 14-year-old self? Ooh. Boom.
Don't let your man know your passcode. Don't let your man know your phone.
And delete your Google history.
Oh, there was no Google back then, Jesus.
No.
But I know if I had to give solid advice, stop trying to fit in so much.
Yeah.
That's actually now, because if I have to think back to who was I when I was 13 and what was I what was the main thing I was trying to do when I was 13, and I'll be honest, I was trying to fit in constantly because I was just a weirdo, you know. But I wasn't a bad person, but I was just, I don't know, to some people I might have been odd or whatever, but I was into heavy metal and skateboarding and stuff growing up, and you were a target back then. When you looked like that, had long hair.
Did you?
Oh yeah, you used to have hair down to here. With a bit of an undercut and all the fucking Jesus. But I'm still a metalhead myself. I'm still into all sorts of all that same stuff. I just don't look like it. But back then I wore the chains and the black jeans and
deadly.
And but then at the same time I always still wanted to fit in and stuff. So
yeah.
And I remember like I started. Like back then it was different. Like there was the rockers, and then there was the people that wore the tracksuits, or the people used to call it a scanger.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I was called it myself.
Yeah.
Or there was that, and then there was all different. You know, it was like the American high school, the different groups,
like that,
different groups and cliques. You know what I mean? And
scangers and tracker knackers.
But I kind of got on with everybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I never judged anyone. So like I knew people from every type of gangs. You know what I mean? Growing up, so. But the biggest thing was I always tried to fit in with each one.
Yeah.
When I was with them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I to the point where I feel like I sold myself out a little bit, you know? Yeah. Now, I didn't trample on anybody else. Yeah. I didn't talk shit about anybody. No. I didn't do anything like that. I just kept changing myself.
Yeah.
Constantly.
And you're unhappy doing that?
Well, if I was to change that, like because I didn't really know where I fit in, you know what I mean? And I don't think I had the self-esteem at the time to know that.
Yeah.
And I did learn that eventually. I'm kind of grateful for it still, because eventually I learned to adapt to all of them and make my own style.
I can still sometimes do that. Now, I think once I got to say, probably close to 40. It wasn't that long ago that I stopped kind of caring what other people thought about me, and life gets so much simpler.
But that's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's letting that ego go.
But even sometimes you do, like, you'd kind of walk into a room and feel less than, you know what I mean? And you have to fucking walk back out, give your head a wobble, and walk back in with your head up high.
That's it. Like, it's not even that. It's like, as a young lad growing up as well, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you're around, say, for example, like when I was around my friends who were into skateboard, the rockers, for example, right?
Yeah.
When I was with those guys, I felt completely like grand. This is who I am. You know what I mean? You could be weird, and because we were weird, you know what I mean? We were just quirky and weird. But when I was with the lads, the other lads that I would know from other areas, and they'd be like the boys, you know what I mean? Like that'd be a bit different.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a different atmosphere, and it's a bit more alpha male shit.
Yeah, you have to
you know what I mean? But I didn't like that at the same time. Don't get me wrong, we could scrap, but I didn't want to scrap. I didn't fucking like that, so I just wasn't into that.
No.
And I didn't like bullying or putting people down. And a few lads that would be in the group would do that, and it just wasn't me. But at the same time, the other lads that I got on with there were sound. You know what I mean? Or like you might have known one of the other lads in that group was the same as you.
Yeah.
That felt that way, but you knew, you didn't say it. You know what I mean?
And they know as well.
It's just, and that's how you clicked or something, and that's what kept bringing me to those groups. And, you know, things like that, and that's how I've made I've so many good friends out of every group. Do you know what I mean? So
from all different.
But so going back to the original question, if I had to say anything to my 13-year-old self, it would be let go of that and find out who you are a bit earlier, because maybe I wouldn't have been so wrapped up in that, I would have fucking progressed a bit more maybe. But at the same time, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was kind of.
Did you get stick when you started Fair City? Because you were young. From the lads, like, or whatever, no?
Yeah, like, I got stick, but not like, nothing in malice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I didn't get put down or like, I don't remember being really hurt by it. Do you know what I mean? I just got slaggings off the lads and stuff like that. Just the stuff you would expect. But at the same time, I didn't give a shit.
No,
because I was an actor.
You
know what I mean? I was like, I don't give a shit, lads. I'm going to be on telly.
Exactly.
And then when I was on telly, the first episode I ever had, I was in it for about 0.3 seconds or something like that. I was telling everybody, I'm going to be on Fair City and all. And then the clips that I was in ended up getting edited out. And I was like, what the fuck?
No, I was, I swear.
Well, I still on it after that, thankfully. But I'll never forget the embarrassment of that, though. That was gas.
That's cool.
But
and I'd say when you went on a force, there was the whole family all sitting around the house and
I was literally sat there like that in front of the telly, everybody there, and I was on it for like a second, and then I was like, where's the rest of it? It's like, lads, there was more of it, I swear. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, that's it. I was like,
I love that. I love that.
My phone was hopping and everything, people going, like, oh, you said you were on it for a lot. I was like, I was. They cut it out and all, but like, I was just glad to be kept on it then after that.
Absolutely. Well, you've been there, like I said, since your fetus, so I don't think you're going anywhere now.
Yes.
What would you like life to look like for you and your little family in, say, 5 years from now?
In 5 years from now?
What's your goal? I'm sure there's many goals. But
just to be comfortable.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not saying we're comfortable enough now. But like, it's like I'm not no millionaire. Do you know what I mean? I'm not fucking Hollywood art. I haven't got loads in the bank and all this shit that people would assume. Not yet. But this is the thing. Not yet. I have hope. Don't get me wrong. I'm always positive. Trying to have bad days out, obviously. But yeah, like, just to be comfortable and happy.
With your head?
Yeah. Like, I'd be a big overthinker. Don't get me, like, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but I was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd say I was very, like, truth be told, I don't know why you can get away with saying and stuff. And if you're putting on YouTube and stuff, but I went through 2 times where I was extremely low and almost went overboard.
Shit,
do you know what I mean? So,
I was the same.
So like, but look, I'm honest about it and I learned from it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, it was a very low time in my life.
Yeah.
I wasn't. And I didn't know who I was. You know what I mean?
You'd have to be a brick not to kind of come into times like that, really.
Well, yeah, true. Like, either that or just probably is people that don't come into times like that, and that's great. I don't wish it upon anyone.
No,
do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, but there are people that do, and for me, the importance of it was learning, just learning how to cope with it. Because at the end of the day, these things never fully, in my opinion, disappear. If you've got a certain type of mind, for example, it takes a certain. Well, like me, for example, I'd be the massive overthinker and a worrier, and then like. Just being aware of your flaws, like, I can be an asshole, don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'm not perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's times where me and Liam might have a row and I can be mean. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But at the same time, it's about the willingness to walk through that, you know what I mean? And knowing that, being self-aware. And that doesn't happen overnight, in my opinion.
And sometimes when we're having like the worst day as well, it's just easier to take it out on the ones that are like...
Well, you do it instinctively, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just lash out. Yeah. Because that's the instinct, you know what I mean? And we can go back to bleeding childhood and go to wherever, it can go to this, that. But once you're aware of it, is what I've learned. Yeah. And you be patient with yourself again, going back to the patience.
Absolutely.
Then that allows you to be able to kind of cope and deal with it. And over time, it gets easier to deal with.
Yeah.
Which I'm not no guru, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I haven't healed, or I'm not one of these woke people. I'm just me, and I just think for myself. That's
exactly,
all.
And that's the only way to do it, isn't
it? That's kind of what I've tried to learn and that's what I try to practice. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. Everybody makes mistakes.
No one is.
But that's the ultimate goal, I suppose. Overall, and that's where I want to be with my family in 5 years. We're at peace, happy, comfortable, not struggling, no worries. Yeah, settle down. We're already settled, but properly, like, hopefully getting a house and stuff like that. We have all this going on, but
I heard you saying that to Chris. So you're down the country. You're in Carlow. Are you?
I live in Carlow. I do. Yeah.
So that's where you're
that's where my partner's from. Yeah.
brilliant. And she's stunning. She's absolutely
she is
gorgeous, isn't she?
Love you, babe.
Bless her. She's lovely.
But yeah, so that's love brought me down there, and I'm just happy with me family. Do you know what I mean? Like that's something I did. Obviously, well, maybe not everybody wants. Do you know what I mean? But something I always wanted it anyway. And
exactly, yeah.
Now I have it, so just need to learn the like parenting and stuff like
hard.
that. That's all learning. You know what I mean?
You've only got the one.
I'm 2 years into it, so we're all right.
You've only the one so far, but now I'm thinking like new house, new baby. I'm sure there'll be.
Yeah, it's mad. I know I always said I wanted twins.
Oh God!
I would have loving twins. I know. And the day I was born, I was like, "Jeez, this is hard." In the beginning, you know what I mean. The first couple of weeks, you're like, "What do I do?" Panicking and all. There's no training for it.
There's no training for it.
That's a cliche as well. There's no bleeding training for it.
There is.
Well, you look back and laugh. You know what I mean. But at the same time, it's like Jesus. Yeah, I just kept telling myself, I have to keep a little human alive.
Yeah, like this baby is completely reliant on
it happens naturally, you know what I mean? That's the mad thing.
It really
and all
does.
my mates, like the other lads that would have kids and all, are saying, no, it just happens, you know what I mean? Don't be worrying and stuff like that. And you're listening to it, but at the same time, there's that little, what?
It's hard
I have to do this right, you know what I mean? And,
when you're about to have a baby and people are explaining to you and you're like, yeah, I've got this. And you're panicking thinking I fucking have not got this. And then the baby comes along, but it is so natural, isn't it?
So anybody with kids on the way, just know them cliches are fucking real.
They are. they are absolutely best thing you ever do with your life. Yeah, 100%. Well, Wes, thank you so much for coming down.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolute legend. So excited. Thank you so much.
Hope you enjoyed me waffling. Anyway.
Yeah, of course. And I have to say, because I was very nervous, I did say that.
Same. Look, this is my first podcast, but I'm delighted that you had me on.
Thank you so much.
It was
nice. Thank you so much.
Enjoyed them.
Breath of fresh air, yeah. So, obviously, catch himself on Fair City. And
tune in to Fair City. Catch me on Instagram, TikTok. For anybody that actually, just a quick, for anybody that does follow me on TikTok, I don't... I was on TikTok for a while and then I kind of fell off for a while and stuff like that, but never actually explained it really on TikTok. But life just takes over, lads. So that's kind of the reason, again, going back to and the overthinking and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons why I kind of tune in and out of TikTok. But keep watching, because eventually I do be putting stuff up and all. So
and it's good because I think
the opportunity
a lot of young
lads
can like resonate with you, do you know what I mean?
So I'm sure there's
keep
people
it going. It's sometimes it is a breath of fresh air when you're having a shit day and you've just come across some fucking reel or something, on TikTok, and you're like, it sometimes helps someone else's day.
It can inspire you and stuff.
Exactly.
Like, and
I get a laugh from it, but like that sometimes I go missing for weeks as well. Like
happens.
It depends on your head, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Absolute legend.
Really appreciate that, Lord.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Deadly. Yay.